I am so full. I just had the biggest lunch. I had a poor man's lunch. You know what a poor man's lunch is?
Ramen?
No, that's a really broke guy's lunch. No, I had a rice.
Shut up. I
I
love ramen.
well,
I am that broke.
doesn't mean that you're not broke, but I had rice with 2 fried eggs for lunch. What do you think about that?
I don't know what to think. I have no opinion on the matter.
That's like some poor people
What kind of
food.
rice? Was it white
Just
rice?
White jasmine rice
Oh, jasmine rice is good.
with 2 fried eggs.
How do you do that? Do you put the eggs on the rice?
Well, if you want to
or
be
is it like
special,
on a plate on the side?
no, if you want to get special, you get your rice, you put the 2 fried eggs on top over medium. I don't like them runny, no, over easy, over medium. And then you start cutting the eggs so that the yolk gets all over the rice. And then if you want to get real fancy, ketchup,
Please.
a little bit of ketchup on top of it.
Ew.
So it's the savory with
That's
the sweet.
disgusting.
It's a culinary dream for a poor person.
That's disgusting.
Anyways, welcome to Get the Salt, episode 3. We're talking about Into the Mystic. I'm saying again. I'm trying to do my best to not say
I wasn't going to call you out on it. I was just going to edit.
No more editing. I'm doing my best to not say please. If you hear me say again, shoot us an email. I think I just said it again.
Yes, you did.
Oh my Lord, it's very hard. So, episode 3 of Get the Salt. I'm Eric,
I'm Heather.
and let's talk about the show.
Yes. Season 11, episode 11, episode title, Into the Mystic.
Yeah, when we started watching the show and they panned to the 30 years ago in Ireland, I thought we were going to go maybe back into the history of Rowena and
Crowley.
And Crowley.
Yeah.
But then I realized Rowena has to be a lot older than 30 years.
Oh, yes. They are much older.
So I was thinking that maybe, we're going to get some history on Crowley and Rowena, but turns out to be, say it again, Jesus Christ. Turns out.
Stop acknowledging it so I can edit.
Turns out that it's a banshee haunting some people.
I actually, when I was watching that flashback, it seemed a lot older than 30 years ago. I was born 30 years ago. This seemed like a scene from the 1930s or something.
They had candles.
Yeah. It seemed very old. I didn't see a single television.
No.
In the 80s, we had television.
Did you also notice how small the baby's crib was?
Yeah.
The baby was smushed in there like a baby, like a toy crib.
Oh. Yeah, it was weird.
The guy all of a sudden starts screaming, "Get out of my head." It seems to be a nice little reunion between the wife and the husband coming in from a long days of work. He has the baby. Then he starts banging his head against the wall, going crazy. And at first I thought it was a ghost.
Yeah.
And later on we find out, spoiler, it's a banshee.
Which we've never had on Supernatural before.
We've never had a banshee?
We have never had a banshee on Supernatural. I didn't think it was possible to have done well over 200 episodes, into your 11th season and have a monster that we've never seen before.
While I was watching, I also called the fact that she was going to be deaf later on. As soon as I saw that little
Really?
ear, as soon as I saw the little blood coming out of her ear, I was like, she's going to be deaf.
I didn't call it. I guess I didn't really see the blood.
Yeah, you had to kind of look hard for it, but I did see blood, and that's what I was like, she's going to be blood, she's going to be deaf. Later on, I was watching it with my wife last night, and I called it, and I always love it when I call it. I was like, check, yes, I got it.
Haha, I showed you.
So fast
by
forward.
Accurately predicting this thing that's not real.
So fast forward now to current time. A couple of days have passed since
the
Lucifer.
cage match.
Well, what's the new name now? Lucifer and Castiel?
Oh, okay, so we can either go with Cassifer or Luciel. Which one do we prefer?
I don't like Luciel because it's more female sounding. I like Castifer. Castifer. That's one
Cassifer.
I like. Pacifer?
Cassifer.
Cassifer. I like Cassifer.
Cassifer. What's wrong with female sounding names?
Well, it's 2 guys.
Dick.
If Cass was a girl and Lucifer, that would make more sense. But 2 guys doesn't make sense to me. So a couple days have passed between when
the
Castiel,
epic cage match.
The cage match, yeah.
Castiel became the vessel of Lucifer.
So 4 days, I think they said 4 or 5 days had passed between that event and now. So we fast forward 4 or 5 days, and you see Lucifer just enjoying an afternoon out in the sun in the park,
Yeah.
feeding ducks.
It's the things you didn't realize you would miss that you missed the most.
I mean, shit. After how many years you've been locked up, you think you do something else? But
Come on, he was out like 7 years ago, chilling in Sam's body.
so he's out
It
there.
hasn't been that long.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I don't know. I don't know what it would feel like to get out of prison. I mean, I've never been in prison. I can imagine that you would enjoy some things that normally you take for granted.
They'd probably serve you rice and fried eggs.
Probably. So he's out there feeding ducks by himself, and this lone solo angel happens upon him in the middle of the park. How does he find him?
I think he was just chilling in the park too.
You think he was out there hanging out too, relaxing?
They clearly have similar tastes in vessels because that guy had a very similar coat.
So I guess angels can see the actual angel underneath outside of the vessel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've always had that when anytime an angel is in a vessel, they're always in a different vessel when they used to come down and go back up to heaven all the time.
Hmm.
I remember Cass knowing which angel was which before.
Well, now let me ask you a question. You knowing how badass Lucifer is,
Mm-hmm.
would you even approach him by yourself? Knowing how powerful he is, or potentially is, would you approach him by yourself?
I think angels have big egos. I mean, the guy seemed scared. Did we ever even learn his name?
No, he's one of those guys that, like we learned last episode, that they just throw him in there to the wolves and kill him. You never find out who they are. Well, we did find out a little bit from the other lady, but from this one, there's no information, no name.
Yeah, just a rank and file angel, and
Yeah.
then kablooey.
I would
that
never
was great.
approach Lucifer by myself, knowing that it's him. First of all, get your ass on Angel Radio. Send out an SOS. I need every angel here right now. Lucifer.
Yeah, do the angels know that Lucifer is out?
And that's what I would think. That brings up a great point. Your first order your first priority would be to, hey, let me let other people know about this. Now let me go in there solo, get taken out, and still no one know that Lucifer is out.
Yep.
I'm sure maybe who knows, maybe God set up a alarm that maybe goes off when Lucifer gets out of the cage, or maybe demons that know. I don't think anybody really does know that Lucifer is out yet, other than Crowley. Rowena used to know. Other than Crowley, no one else knows.
Crowley, who we did not see at all this episode.
He's still good.
We didn't get any info on his whereabouts or anything.
Well, I think Lucifer needs someone to run hell for him. I don't think Lucifer's going to be there getting down the nitty gritty. So the guy comes after Lucifer. Now, the thing that surprised me the most about the situation was how easily Lucifer killed him. Literally with a snap of his fingers.
And God, that was sexy. That was a sexy move right there. That snap, body explosion, and then just like tasting the blood off the side of his face.
Yeah.
God, I love Lucifer. But Lucifer is an archangel. And as Lucifer pointed out, the only thing we did know about this angel is that he's just your rank and file typical worker bee angel. He had nothing special about him.
No, nothing special, but I just found it so easy. And another thing I noticed, even when he was in the cage, he is such a smooth talker.
Yeah.
I mean, he has me convinced to help him out a little bit sometimes.
See? That's how he got Cass.
No,
That's how he almost got Sam. I mean, I know last week you were like, Sam said he almost said yes. Why would he do that? I would never say yes, but I mean, come on.
He spits a good game.
Yeah.
So I feel like he would get me hooked and join the Cassifer team.
Team Cassifer.
Team Cassifer. So going back to the smooth talker, so I'm listening to him. He seems like he has a plan. He hasn't explained his plan yet, but I think he does have a plan on how to take out darkness and what he wants, which we always know he wants from 5 seasons ago, where he just wanted to kill everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has a plan to take out the darkness. What do you think?
I think he might. I think he might do it just because it's a challenge, because he doesn't want anybody else to take out the world, because that's his thing. I definitely think he wants to go up against the darkness. I don't know that he wants to go up against the darkness to be on the side of Sam and Dean and all the good angels. But I think he'll try and take down the darkness, absolutely.
Yeah. So today's episode was, or this week's episode was one of those Monster of the Week episodes, which I love. You love them.
I love Monster of the Week episodes, but I don't like it when there's zero mention of the season arc in it.
Oh, the very beginning.
They always do the season arc at the very end. Oh, the little tag, heart to heart about whatever big bad we're facing this season, as we sit on the Impala by a random lake. But this episode had that season arc with Amara and Sam's guilt and Lucifer and all that, like just peppered in throughout this Monster of the Week episode, and I love that formula.
It was a well done episode all around. So we fast forward to now. We are at the headquarters. What do they call it? What's the
bunker?
The bunker. So they're at the bunker, and Sam has been locked up in there, I guess, cleaning his guns for 5 days. I don't know what he's been doing locked up. He said. Dean said he hadn't left the bunker for a couple of days. I guess he's all stressed out from his encounter with Lucifer.
Well, I mean, you saw it when Sam was laying in bed awake. Lucifer's speech was playing through his head because Lucifer was telling the truth, and the truth is something that you can't forget. It gets stuck in there.
I mean, shit, if you met an archangel, I mean, that it would rock your boat for sure.
Yeah.
I saw a ghost one time.
Did you really?
I did. Well, I didn't see the ghost. This is going to be a off-topic story really quick.
Tell me your ghost story, please.
So my mother's aunt died in our house. And she died in our, at the time, now is a computer room, but it used to be her bedroom. She died in that room. Since she died, there was always creepy things going on in the house. And one day I came home from college. I was from school, coming home. Jumped in the shower. There's nobody home. I jumped in the shower. We have tile all on the floor. I jump out of the shower and I start hearing the computer chair that was in that computer room, which is the bedroom that she died in. I hear it like sliding across the tile floor. So I say, "Hey, who's there?" Or, "Hello," kind of trying to reach out to see who it was. No answer. So I put my towel on. I dry off, put my towel on, open the door. The bathroom door is directly to the right of the office door. So I come out of the bathroom door, make my right. I open the office door expecting to see somebody there working in the office. The chair's back is facing me. So I open the door. As I open the door, the chair swivels around to face me on its own.
Ooh.
I take off so fast. I ran to my room, threw the towel off, put a pair of gym shorts on, grabbed my keys and my cell phone, and jumped in my car. I called my parents. I said, "I am not going back to that house until one of you are there." That was my experience with anything my one and only experience with anything supernatural in my entire life, or unexplainable. And I literally shit my pants. I was scared for days and weeks. Anytime I would hear anything in that room, it'd creep me out. At night, you would still hear that chair rolling around. My girlfriend at the time that would sleep over, which is now my wife, would hear things. So it's still ongoing. But that was my one. That was my one encounter.
You need somebody to go help you dig up a grave and salt and burn some bones. I got this.
I wish it was that easy. But so imagine
have you tried it?
If I got that scared at a chair swiveling around. If you met Lucifer, you would not be the same ever again.
See, I want to meet Lucifer.
Oh yeah.
I think I would have a blast. But then again, I'm not a good person.
You say that now. So going back now to the Monster of the Week.
Yes, back to
Dean
the
tells him that
show.
we need to get back into the swing of things by solving some cases. There turns out to be a guy who bashed his head in an old folks' home or a retirement house. So they say, "Let's go out and check it out." So they do, and it turns out that there's a real situation going on over there. The one thing I love, the tool that is so you don't get enough of, is the EMF meter. I feel like that's so easy to make. I want to make one of those. I think you could buy them actually on eBay.
Yeah, you can buy them on Amazon.
You
for
think
crying
so?
out loud.
We should buy one of those.
Sorry about that. Reaching for my computer. Let's find.
I had no idea what she was just leaning over. I was like, "Is she okay? Is she passing out?" So yeah, I feel like I want to buy one of those things just to have them at all times. Maybe I need them for my mom's house. When I go to my mom's house, just to check out that room again.
Well, I'm from New England. All those houses are hundreds and hundreds of years old. So I guarantee you I could go up to some of my family's places and find some stuff.
Could you live in a house that's haunted?
Sure.
Really?
Why not?
Mine's not haunted. Or my parents, I don't live there anymore, but my parents' house is not haunted, but there is something going on there. Like when we had the dog, at the time, the dog would not go past that bathroom door. You'd see the dog barking at midair with its tail between its legs. Some creepy stuff was going on over there.
Animals can sense that thing.
Creepy stuff. So I wouldn't say no, there's something going on, but it's definitely not haunted. Nothing haunting.
We could get, let's see.
How much are they going?
You can get like a nice mid-range for like $60, or we can go for this really tricked out one for $140.
100? That's not bad.
No.
Well, when we actually start making some money off the show, we could purchase one.
So never.
So never, right? We'll actually put that in the budget. So they go to the old folks' retirement house, and they meet Mildred.
Mildred. That's Dean's gilf.
Well,
Grandma I'd like.
Well, they said that he was which Golden Girls characters did Sam say or Dean say that they were attracted to?
Dean was always a Blanche, right? And so, Sam's a Sophia.
So they're researching on the whatever killed the guy. They don't know at the time yet.
They're researching on iPads. When did they get iPads?
Apparently maybe they ordered off of Amazon off with all their stolen credit cards they had that we never find out how they make money, where they get their money, how they're paying for their phone bill.
At one point in the episode, because they start out in their FBI suits, but once the gig's up and Sam tells everybody who they really are, because Dean's gone off back to the bunker to pick something up, and Sam has now changed into a new outfit. He wasn't carrying around a bag with a change of clothes in it. Where did his suit go? What happened there?
I don't know. Maybe he stole it off the dead guy. Went to the dead guy's room and said, "Let me get my perfect lumberjack outfit that I always wear."
Let me have your best flannel, sir.
So they find out that the guy who died had some enemies. So they start doing some more research, find out that one of the guys, I guess, owed him money because he was stealing his pension after the fact. So they thought that he was a ghost coming back and got his revenge on him.
Yeah,
so
thought it was your typical vengeful spirit.
Correct. And then they go to the graveyard.
Salt and burn some bones.
So
you do.
One of the things that I find, have you ever tried making a hole that big, like to dig up an actual grave-size hole? How hard that is?
I know. Trust me.
They make it seem so easy. What episode was it where they had the ghost hunters, or they had gone to that convention of Supernatural where the guys start trying to dig a hole and they're like, "This Sam and Dean make this seem a lot easier than it really is." It's just, and then how lax is the security in a graveyard these days, where you can just walk into a graveyard and dig up a grave?
Have they ever been questioned while digging up a grave?
I don't think they've ever been caught, which is pretty amazing. It's been pretty amazing. They've never gotten caught.
I feel like they might have been questioned once, but I can't remember.
And they're never sweaty. No, they don't break a sweat.
Well, in this episode, Dean seemed a little
winded.
A little winded, yeah.
Maybe it's the after effects from his exposure to the energy, to the fallout from the angel.
Oh, the
attack.
smiting sickness.
Yeah, smiting sickness.
Smiting sickness. Adorable.
I think it's always so funny though that it's just so easy to dig a hole. And then not only that, you gotta put it all back, or do they leave it open once they burn it?
Yeah, do they just leave open graves everywhere?
They're like, fuck it. The guy, the
caretaker will come by.
will take care of it. Don't worry about that. So after that, then they're still they have another attack on the manager
of the retirement facility.
He gets attacked.
Whose wife broke up with him via emoji.
Yeah, what emoji did he say she used? Oh no, he said he sent her
She used a string of emojis. He replied with the poop emoji.
Oh, Jesus.
Which I love.
I guess that's what it comes down now these days. I can see myself breaking up with somebody with an emoji. What emoji would I use? I'm trying to think of that. Maybe I'll have an answer next week. But he gets
the OK symbol, the number one symbol, and then the no symbol. I'm acting it out with my hands. It works better.
So the guy gets killed by the banshee. It's a benevolent banshee, the correct.
Right. It's not the banshee that they already know of that warns people who are about to die. It's a banshee that likes to crack your head open like an egg and then suck out your brains.
Yeah, eat your brains. So the Mildred sees the the Banshee doing this. But how does she see the Banshee? I don't understand. I thought the only person that can see the Banshee was the person being attacked, which I thought was a little bit,
I think
flawed.
the person being attacked is the one that can hear the Banshee. But if you remember back to our flashback with Eileen, Marlene, the deaf girl's parents, the husband is the one being attacked, but clearly the wife is able to see the Banshee.
Yeah.
Also, the wife, as she's doing that spell, she's covered in blood because having been smashed through a mirror or whatever, like bleeding all over the place. To finish her spell, she then slits her wrist to drop some blood into there.
Yeah,
So let
why
me
would you slit your
just
wrist?
slit my wrist so that I can bleed out and die because there's nobody around but a little baby to help. Instead of all this blood that's dripping down your face and legs instead.
Well, maybe she was in a time of panic and maybe did not mean to cut her wrist. But I totally.
I don't know. She did that pretty well.
No, she went for it, and then
Yeah.
and then technically you don't want to go across. You want to go down if you're going to do some damage. So I don't know how she dies from that, but at first I thought she was going to be a witch. I thought the mom was a witch.
Well, she has to have been something.
No, she was a daughter of a
Men of letters.
man of letters.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's why now we find out later Eileen, the deaf character, the deaf hunter,
Mm-hmm.
is a legacy.
Yeah.
So Sam and Dean go and investigate again because the another death has occurred, and they find out about the malevolent banshee, and they trying to figure out how it attacks, how to kill it. They find out that it preys upon people who have some sort of a weakness, or they're
vulnerable.
They're vulnerable.
Yeah.
And as soon as I said vulnerable, I said the next person they're going to attack was Sam.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Sam or the deaf girl. I knew it wasn't going to be Mildred.
Right.
Knew it wasn't going to be Mildred. I did not think it would be who it was.
Yeah. So we find out later Dean wasn't going to attack, but when they said it attacks people who are vulnerable, I said Sam, because Sam is questioning himself constantly. He just got into
He's racked with guilt.
Yeah, he has all these things going on. So at first I thought it was going to be him, and we were wrong. Then Sam notices while they're interrogating Mildred, the Eileen, the deaf girl, played by what was her name again? Do you remember her name?
I forget what the actress's name is.
I think she did a great job. Is she really deaf?
She is. She's really deaf. She comes she's fourth generation from a deaf family.
So I think she did a great job. One of the things that I found interesting about her was that she has been alone. Well, she said she was taken in by a hunter.
Her mom's aunt, right? Yeah.
I don't remember who it was, but the person had taken care of her till she was 16 years old. They died, and she's been on her own hunting since she was 16 years old. Now, hunting in general is a tough thing to do. It's not easy, no matter guy, girl, whatever you are. But on top of that, to have a handicap like being deaf and be a hunter,
yeah,
that's some rough stuff.
She's badass.
Badass for sure. That's an understatement for sure. So imagine someone sneaking up on you, but you don't hear them behind you. You hear something fall in the next door. You can't hear that.
Uh-huh.
That's a tough disability to have as a hunter.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's second to like being blind. That's rough.
I don't know. Daredevil can handle that.
Oh, Daredevil's weak. I don't like Daredevil.
Shut your face.
I know gymnastics and some kind of martial arts. I hate Daredevil. I hate him as a superhero.
All right, I'm not inviting you over for the season 2 marathon.
I never thought Daredevil was I feel like it's I don't like regular guys as superheroes. There's no maybe he has super hearing maybe?
Yes.
Yeah. It's the same thing.
You hate Batman?
I hate Batman. I hate him with a passion. I just watched the new trailer for
Batman
Superman versus
Superman?
Yeah, right.
Dawn of Justice.
Where Superman, well, maybe it's not the newest one. Maybe it was the second one that was released, where Superman or Batman's having trouble getting out of his car. He's like struggling, and Superman flies and rips the doors out of the Batmobile and said, "Consider this my last time that I help you and get out of Gotham, whatever." And then Batman asks him a question like, "Do you bleed?" And then Superman just turns his face and flies off. And he's like, "I'm gonna make sure you bleed," or something. I was like, "Shut the F up, Batman. Superman will murder you in a second. He's giving you a break, dude." I hate Batman.
Wow.
I hate the Flash. Not the Flash. I love Flash. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
I meant to say I hate Daredevil. I also cannot stand the Archer guy.
The Green Arrow?
The Green Arrow. Another dude, normal guy. a bunch of arrows that were perfectly planned out ahead of time. I can't stand all those guys.
So you hate Hawkeye too?
I hate Hawkeye. Any normal guy that claims to be a superhero that doesn't have any
Tony
super
Stark?
ability. No, he has super smarts. And he has Tony Stark is a whole
He
different
has
story.
normal smarts for
No.
like a genius. It's not like they're superhuman.
No, he has definitely
He's just a genius.
superhuman smarts because he could put it to use. There's some guys who are super smart, like the guy not Christopher Walken. I'll say Christopher Walken.
Stephen Hawking?
Stephen Hawking. You're so good with names. That's why I need you. I need you here so bad because you are so good with names. Stephen Hawking's a super smart dude, but he can't put it to any use. What's he doing? Writing books about black holes? He's not building
He's
anything
solving
cool.
all the mysteries of the universe.
No, he's creating theories on the mysteries of the universe. There's no 100%
All right.
accurate
You are
answer.
also disinvited from my next trip to the Large Hadron Collider.
I have no problem going there 'cause I think that's interesting. I love the whole God particle stuff. I love all that stuff, but they are not superheroes. So let's get back on topic off my rant of why I hate human superheroes.
God, I don't know. No, I don't know if I can continue with this podcast anymore. I think our friendship is over.
Not human superheroes, but superheroes who have no super abilities. Batman is probably my most
So
hated.
you just hate regular heroes every day. What about our military? Do you hate them too?
No. They're not claiming to be superheroes. They're super guys, not superheroes for sure.
Oh, guys and girls.
So one thing that I've noticed too is Sam. He's being a little bit of a dick.
I don't think Sam's being a dick. I think Sam is finally being a little honest.
Maybe that's what it is.
Which is something that we are not used to with the Winchesters. And Dean still isn't. Dean is still keeping his secrets because that's what Dean does because he's a dick.
Right. So when we find out that it's a benevolent banshee and how to kill her with a gold dagger, Dean heads home to go find, apparently they have a bunch of gold daggers laying around.
Why didn't he bring it with him? Like, what if this case wasn't, 15 minutes away and just a short trip back to the bunker? Like, they usually drive several states away for their cases.
Well, this one was 15 minutes away from the bunker. That's why it was so easy for them. Like, let's go do this. Only 15 minutes away. They carry a bunch of shit inside on the trunk of their car. Guns, spells, weapons. But do you carry around gold daggers? I don't think so. That's those specialty objects you leave at home.
But what if they had been 5 states away and they needed a gold dagger? What would they have done?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Hey, Banshee, stay here. I'll be back in 3 days.
I mean, it was one of those things where it was just convenient for everybody. So they go back, and Dean finds Castifer.
Castifer, yes.
I have to try to remember that name. It's very hard for me.
I love it. I love Misha acting as Lucifer, acting as Cass. It is so amazing.
It's a mind fuck.
I love it.
So he's out there tearing apart the bunker,
Mm-hmm.
and I hate that. I last episode we talked about how the Winchesters don't give anything back to the bunker; they just abuse the bunker. And when I seen Cass Lucifer tearing apart the bunker, I was like, "Oh hell no! He's making a mess of our bunker." He is. He's not putting stuff back in alphabetical order. He's throwing stuff into chaos. What's he stealing? What has he broken?
What was he actually looking for? Because when Dean walks in and is like, "Hey, Cass, what are you doing?" He says he's looking for something to stop the darkness. Is that what Lucifer was really looking for, or what? Well, what was Lucifer trying to find in there?
I actually have on my list of notes that exact same question to you. They never explain or never say what he was looking for. He said he was looking for a way to defeat the darkness, but I don't think he was doing that. Maybe it was a book of some sort or some document, ancient document.
He was going through papers. There were papers everywhere.
I don't know. I don't think it was any kind of item because you said he was going through papers, so I don't think he was looking for a special weapon.
Some kind of information. I don't
know what he was looking for. I doubt that the devil's first priority right now is to kill the darkness. I think he's going to avoid the darkness as long as possible.
I think he's going to avoid the darkness until the season finale.
Yeah. I don't think he's first. I think he's going to try to establish himself, gain some followers, I think
we haven't seen him going out trying to get any followers. He had one follower and he killed her.
I honestly don't think
he's still in hiding. He kills anybody that knows it's him.
Does he need any followers? Does he need any do boys like Crowley needs? I don't know. if a demon did know he was out and he was recruiting, I think there would be no question who their loyalty would go to. I think it would immediately go to Lucifer. I think Crowley would lose all respect and he'd be done as the king of hell.
Does Crowley have any respect as the king of hell anymore? I don't think any of the demons respect him.
He's definitely more powerful than a regular demon. I don't know how he got upgraded. I guess just like some of the other demons are more powerful than others. I think he has respect and fear because he has killed his own people. He has, he does what he has to do to instill fear into his followers. But I don't think anywhere near what Lucifer has. So I think they'd all betray him pretty quickly.
Yeah.
If they had the opportunity to leave.
Oh, sure.
So we never find out what he's actually looking for in the bunker. And one thing I did feel like that the one thing he gained from being at that bunker was the fact to know that now Lucifer now knows the relationship that Dean has with the darkness.
Yeah, Dean finally opens up, and it's not to his brother. It's to Cass, which, okay, fine. But it's not actually Cass, it's Lucifer. So Dean has this open heart conversation about his weird attraction to Amara and how he can't kill her.
When the time comes, Dean is the bait. He will be the bait to drag her out of wherever she's hiding.
I don't think Dean will want her dead.
You think he'll defend her? I don't think he'll defend her.
I think he'll try and find a way to do it to stop what she's doing without killing her. I don't think Dean wants her dead. I think Dean is going to end up on the darkness' side at the final battle this season.
Wow.
I really do.
That's a cool idea. I don't see that happening. I think he's afraid of the relationship that they have right now. I think he's in a situation where he's not comfortable, and he said it. I'm scared. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
He's vulnerable.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that, and it harkens back to Lucifer's speech that was replaying in Sam's head. People you love are going to die. Mm-hmm. And maybe that means that Sam's going to have to kill Dean. Don't worry, he'll come back. They always do. But I'd love to see that battle.
Well,
because, the return of Lucifer, the return of the Sam versus Dean showdown.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, I'm sure he didn't feel as vulnerable as I felt when Mildred was hitting on Dean.
I love Mildred hitting on Dean.
That was so awkward.
It was out of place, but I always felt like she always seemed a little suspicious to me. I always thought she was going to end up being the Banshee or something because I was like, why is she hitting on Dean? I don't get it. But I'm like, something's weird, something's off. But no, turns out she was just a normal...
She was a pretty old lady.
Normal little old lady.
Pretty old lady. Yeah, gotta give it up to her. She was not ugly. She had some game.
Yeah, she did.
She had some game.
Yeah, she did. And I love Dean. Like, Dean kind of rolled with it. Like,
he played along.
He wasn't flirting, but he wasn't like, oh my God, this is disgusting. Like, he was just like, all right, yeah, cool.
I would not expect anything less out of him.
I loved it.
So let's talk about the legacies. Now, we know Sam and Dean are legacies because who in their family was part of the Men of Letters? Was it their father, their grandfather?
It's not their father. All their hunting comes from their mother's side.
Mother's side, right?
Yeah, because Mary's dad was a hunter, and Mary started out as a hunter, but she wanted to get away from that life, which is why she made the deal with Yellow Eyes to bring John back to life and went off with him. But was it their grandfather who was in Men of Letters? I think it was
the guy
further back.
The X-Files bald guy.
Yeah, Henry?
Henry, was it?
Henry is
that was their mother's father.
Yeah.
Their grandfather on the mother's side.
Was that his name?
I don't know if it was Henry. I'm horrible with names. You're the expert here.
Ah.
So up to this point, there haven't been any other legacies that we know of. So she's now the third legacy that we find out. Her, I guess, back a couple centuries, her grandfather was in there, or a century, or 1940s, I think it was.
That's not a century.
Sorry, 1940s. Her grandfather or great grandfather was part of the Men of Letters, so I guess that makes her a legacy. Let's talk about her and her skills as a hunter. She's been hunting this thing for how long?
Since she was 16, so 30. Wait.
She was 30.
Hold on, that was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So she's 30. So she's been hunting it for 30 years on her own for 14 then, if my math is correct.
So is she really a good hunter, or she's just really horrible at what she does? Well, she had to track it down from Ireland.
Yeah, nobody else had been able to track it down.
So I guess she has some skills, and on top of that, she has a disability, so give her some props. So we go back to now. Sam finds out who she suspects that maybe Sam is either possessed by a
She
spirit.
thought Sam was a banshee.
That Sam was the banshee, and does this spell that's I guess a magnet spell.
A containment spell. It's a lot like the angel repelling spell, wherein you write symbols on the wall and slam a bloody handprint on it, and it traps them.
And I really hope that they remember that spell and then use it in the future.
Now, is it? It's not specific to banshees because it trapped
Everybody, Sam, he's a human.
So
See,
that is a useful spell.
Those are the
and
kind of
you didn't need to paint it in blood because the symbols themselves were painted with paint.
Right.
Not like the angels where you have to do the whole damn thing in blood.
See, those are the things that I feel like they should have always in their back pocket to use, and plan ahead when going in and killing whatever monster they're killing, whatever demon they go up or angel they go up against, and use it. Those are the things I feel like they need to use more in the show.
They really have stopped. I mean, they've gotten great weapons like the killing the angel knife.
Yeah, those are you can find those in the by the dozens everywhere. Apparently, everybody has an angel knife. They drop them everywhere.
Yeah, but I think they stopped being so resourceful and so protective of their assets when they gained Cass himself as an asset. Because when you have an angel on your side who can just snap his fingers,
yeah,
you don't really need to worry about that Colt gun that's gone or that knife that you dropped.
Well, that knife has. I mean, how many demons have that knife killed? And what's happened to that Colt gun? Do you know what happens to that Colt gun?
The Colt gun was given back to Azazel.
Oh, it was
when John sacrificed himself for Dean, right?
I don't remember 100%. I kind of forgot what's happened to the gun.
No, wait. The gun came back to open. Oh, and then they went back in the past. Dean went into the past where he met
Colt, the guy who actually created the gun.
Yes, and got it out of his safe. So then he had that. They opened the gates to hell, and I don't remember what happened.
Let's just cut this out.
Yep.
So we go to let me start over. Where do we start off from?
I don't fucking know anymore.
So she traps Sam, and in the spell, whatever she made, and starts as ready to take him out. And Sam says, "No, I'm a hunter too. I'm just like you." And she tests him by slashing him in the hand.
Well, I mean, you have to see if he reacts. I mean, I'd rather you cut the palm of my hand than slit my wrists like her mother did.
I guess that's
I
true.
mean, where else would you like him to be cut? Because he has to be cut somewhere.
Sam and Dean are really tough because those little cuts, those hurt. You ever been cut like a little silly cut on your finger from a kitchen knife, and how much that hurts?
They do that a lot, though. Like when Dean came back from the dead, and he's in Bobby's house and trying to prove that it's really him. The first time he came back from hell dead. And then he sliced open his own arm, and I remember being like, "Ow, that would hurt!" Like, because I mean, my cat scratches me, and I'm like crying.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do that. That's kind of normal for them, honestly.
Actually, I'm noticing. Are those cat scratches on your arm right now?
Yeah.
Wow. Your cats don't like you.
No, the cats don't like each other, and one of them happened to be sitting on me when one of their enemies approached.
So by testing Sam by slicing him in the hand, they are now besties. She tells them her history, how she knows this banshee, specific banshee, how she's trying to get her revenge, and they end up helping her. She has her gold knife ready to go. Dean comes in, introduces Sam introduces Dean to Eileen, and lets her know the whole situation. That's where Sam has the awkward conversation on the couch with Mildred, which I was watching, and I was
Dean.
With Dean. Yeah, Dean was having the conversation with Mildred. I was feeling a little awkward watching it because she was coming on strong.
Yeah, I loved it. Your hand's still on my knee.
Yeah,
I can move it up.
She was coming on strong, and
she was good.
Yeah, she was definitely made me feel uncomfortable, which was the whole point. I think she did a great job. Now, do you think Dean, let's say it wasn't a work night, that he would have taken advantage of Mildred?
I don't know if he would have. I want to say no, but then again, I don't know. How long has it been since Dean got any?
I don't have no idea.
His heart belongs to Amara. He can't do that right now.
Yeah.
He's in love.
At the end of the episode, Mildred actually says that I could tell by looking at you that your heart is elsewhere.
Yeah.
That you have the hots or you have feelings for somebody else, and it's not me.
Yeah, like heart, like pining for somebody. Like he really has deep feelings for her, not just a weird sexual attraction, which is what I thought it was in all the things we've seen of Dean and Amara together so far this season. I thought, weird sexual attraction, a deeper connection because of the mark, like Cassifer said. But no, Mildred seems to think that he's got some real feelings for her.
And I guess she has that woman's sixth sense.
I didn't have it. Okay, sure thing, Mildred.
So if you've listened to some of our podcasts previously, you know how much I hate some of the special effects that Supernatural does. I have to say that the Banshee was very well done.
The Banshee was.
I found her very scary.
You know what I found not that well done?
What's that?
Angel explosion. That pop. Like, I thought the blood splatter was cool or whatever, but the actual angel, there's an angel, then there's just blood splatter. That transition was very awkward for me in the effects department.
Did you need more blood than just a little bit of tiny blood?
No, it just didn't look realistic.
Yeah. Well,
I'm like, I've seen movies. I know they can blow people up and make it look realistic.
So you wanted like more guts and more like tearing of flesh or
less
like
cartoonish. It
less
seemed
cartoonish. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it was that horribly done, but I do see your point though.
The Banshee was a great.
The Banshee was
job.
badass. It wasn't overdone. I love the glowing eyes and the glowing mouth. That was one of my favorite completely CGI characters that they've done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, probably other than the werewolf. Not the werewolf. What was the one we talked about last episode?
The Wendigo?
The Wendigo, which was like fully CGI. There's no human aspect of like either CGI or makeup done to it. Probably the best one I've seen them do.
Yeah.
It was very scary, and the screaming. It was a good one. And the hair, it kind of looked like Medusa-ish.
It did. Like, yeah, when Mildred described it as flowing hair, I thought it was more like snake-like hair is how I would have described it. Yeah, absolutely. Very Medusa-ish.
So when it comes back down, it attacks Dean, which we did not expect.
Did not expect. Thought for sure it would be Sam. And then I was like, oh, maybe the deaf girl too.
Right. So I was not expecting that.
Oh.
She gets
Poor
attacked.
Dean.
Yeah, and he starts slamming his head into the door. I'm like, do not do more damage. Someone please hurry up. Save this guy. He's gonna
He doesn't
crack
have
his own
anything there
skull
to damage. He's fine.
And then after all that, all he has a little cut on his head.
Yeah, a little butterfly bandage. He's all good.
So Sam gets taken out. He's in no
Yeah, Sam
shape.
gets taken out immediately and is down for the count.
He gets thrown by the Banshee a mile away. The Eileen gets again. She tries to attack, but then she gets knocked off her rocker as well. And guess who comes to the rescue? Mildred.
Yeah. Eileen signals her with their sign language that they had been practicing together because Mildred has a deaf granddaughter. And Mildred, cuts her hand open and hits that seal to get the Banshee locked in so that Eileen can run up and stab her and get her revenge.
It always seems like they get saved by the most like the people you never thought would save them. So last episode they get saved by Crowley. Well, he forces Rowena to save him. Now this episode, Mildred saves them. If it wasn't for these people, they'd be dead a long time ago.
Oh yeah. Well, the way this has to end is they have to die at the same time. Because, they always come back from the dead when one of them brings it. But so that you just need one episode where nobody comes in to save them, and then the series is over.
Yeah, the series is over. So,
but I very much enjoyed, again, that we had some badass female characters come in and save the day, and they actually survived this time.
For how long, though?
I know, right? You'll never see them again. They're not going to be any type of recurring characters, because if they recur, they're going to eventually die.
Yeah, so she goes off by herself again. Is she welcome at the bunker? They said she's welcome at the bunker anytime.
Yeah.
How awesome is that bunker? I know we talked about the bunker a couple times, but do they pay rent? They don't have any rent, obviously.
No, it's just a hidden underground bunker that looks like a sewer entrance.
And I guess they get electricity from the city, or they steal electricity from the city. It is an awesome situation that they're in, because before they used to have to. They had no headquarters. They just go from
hotel to hotel.
No, not hotels, motels. Because motels you pay with cash.
The Impala was their headquarters.
Yes, that was their mobile headquarters. So they used to go from motel to motel or in their car driving or sleeping in the car, but now they have this awesome headquarters.
They have a home.
It's their house.
Was it Dean that said it a couple seasons ago? It's like I got a place that feels like home. Or
I mean, I felt like when Lucifer jumped in there and was trying to find whatever he was trying to find, it was so disrespectful, And I understand that when he goes in there, he takes all the memories from the person that they possess or whatever. So I know how he gets there and is able to enter. But I feel like it's stained now. Like Lucifer was in your safe spot. Like that's their safe zone.
Plenty of people have been in there.
Oh,
Isn't that where Sam killed Kevin?
Was it? No, no. Sam didn't kill Kevin. It was the angel who killed Kevin
In Sam's body.
in Sam's body, but it was on the houseboat that Kevin was living in,
Oh,
or
okay.
he was doing his research or whatever. So it wasn't there. But we had a couple people that did make it into the bunker. There was the ghost of, there was a witch, it was a witch that got loose in there. The Dorothy episode.
Yeah. Which was written by the same guy who wrote this episode, Into the Mystic.
I can't believe you know that. I am so impressed.
He wrote the Oz episode.
You surprise me every day. So one of the things I hadn't written down on my notes was the fact that bunker is awesome. I think that's the coolest thing that they finally have somewhere to call home after how many years of being on the road hunting.
Do we have a floor plan of that bunker? Like, have you seen it online, like TV floor plans, and you can see like the Friends apartment or Frasier's apartment or the Seinfeld apartment, and you can see the actual floor plan? I want the bunker floor plan.
Because it looks huge.
It has to be huge. It has I've seen an industrial kitchen. We've seen multiple bedrooms. We've seen a bunch of, rooms with books and stuff. We had that one room with machines that was a bomb at one point. We had that spot where they tortured Crowley for a while.
Mm-hmm. And the actual entry,
got
like
the
a
entry
2 or
in the
3
main,
story high entrance
library
with a
there.
circular stairway walking.
Yeah,
I would actually love to
space.
see how big it is.
I mean, it's got to be a bitch to heat in the winter and cool in the summer.
Oh, they're badasses. They don't need any heat. Why would they need any heat?
But
So after that, Sam is able to talk to Dean, which everybody as a fan, you're always going to be frustrated because you find out that's a reoccurring theme in the show that they tend not to talk to each other. There's
don't.
no communication.
Yeah, Dean says the only important thing is that we're together, and I'm like, but they never talk.
So they actually had a little bit of a conversation. Sam says to Dean that he is not feeling all right.
Mm-hmm.
That the stuff that the devil had told him was really affecting him.
He apologized to Dean for not looking for him during that year that Dean was stuck in purgatory.
Yeah, which had been weighing heavy on him. And then when Lucifer showed him that image, kind of brought up all those memories again, those feelings. And I'm glad that kind of Dean just kind of rolled it off. Like he's like, dude, that's in the past. Don't worry about it. So kind of like maybe he didn't want to talk about it either.
Yeah,
but they did make the promise to each other not to look for each other. So
I don't think
it's hard.
I personally don't think Sam was in the wrong here, but he's Sam. He's gonna feel guilty.
Yeah, it's a hard thing. You got your brother. You made a promise to each other, but the poor guy's stuck being hunted by every single monster they've ever killed or wants to kill them. It's a tough call. What would you do in that situation?
I would have left the motherfucker.
I mean, yeah. Like, what are you gonna do? And then purgatory. I mean, was almost impossible to get to. How do you get out? It always seemed like it was just it was very hard to even get past that situation with them. Oh, and then so they had that heart to heart.
The beer toss, by the way, the over-the-shoulder, not-looking toss of the beer can from Sam to Dean as he was walking in the room.
Yeah, cool.
Like, with not a word, just the sound of his footsteps tossing a beer over his shoulder and catching it.
They probably done that 1,000 times.
That was epic and is going to be in the gag reel, all the failures.
Yeah, so we, after the show's over, I always watch. Do you watch the actual upcoming next episode?
I don't.
You don't watch them?
I don't.
So
what's coming up next episode?
So next episode is our female cop. And Cass's daughter is in the next episode.
She's back.
I don't like her attitude. She needs to be more grateful.
More grateful that an angel came, possessed her father, and got his body killed to the point of no return.
I guess you're right.
How dare she? Her entire life has fallen apart.
I know, but
she ended up a runaway and homeless, destitute.
Well, you proved me wrong. Now I feel bad for saying it.
That poor girl.
But the cop, well, she's been around for a while. That goes against your female theory of strong females.
I know. Yeah, we'll see how long she lasts.
Well, there's 2 in the episode, so maybe one of them's gonna leave us next episode.
Oh.
I don't know. It didn't show much about what they were facing in that next episode. We're gonna see, but I thought I should bring it to your attention. There were 2 females in the next episode.
I appreciate that. Well, absolutely.
That's all I got on my notes. You got anything else?
No, I just wanted to talk about that beer toss. I really want to try it.
Well, we'll try it next time. Well,
I want to
guess-
practice, but I'm the one throwing. You're the one catching.
Okay, I can catch. I got good hands. Good hand and eye coordination.
Nice.
Well, that's it for this episode.
And we will see you next week.